Okay, so before I start, it's going to be a quick one. But before I start, the Mike Evans, Marshon Lattimore situation, who do you think started it? Because I'm going to tell you who actually started it. But first, I'm going to tell you who everyone is saying started it, right? Well, not everyone. Shannon. Shannon Sharp. I'm sorry. Shannon Sharp said that Tom Brady started this by running his mouth to Marshon Lattimore, which extended this altercation, which turned this into something that it didn't need to be. So it was Brady's fault. That's what he's saying. The person that actually started this was Marshon Lattimore. So when Marshon Lattimore made the stop, he started chirping back and forth with Bruce Arians, another coach, some players. He's just going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And he's waving his hand at the sideline. Now, the second wave, I don't know if that was a wave at Brady or still the sideline. But when he was walking past Brady, he waves his hand in Brady's face. Brady turns around, says something. Then Marshon gets in his face. Leonard Fournette pushes Marshon out the way. Then Marshon pushes Leonard Fournette back. And next thing you know, Mike Evans comes in and just puts him on his ass. So Marshall started this. Now, when I go back and I look at these videos that's covering these situations, like the Antonio Brown situation, I'm looking at it from beginning to end. And if I don't know exactly how a situation transpired, a lot can be said. You don't have to hear anything. A lot can be said by silent interactions, body language, whatever. So, obviously Marshon started this. So let's look at it.
All the way to the boundary. Now we got a fight on the field.
Whoa.
Mike Evans just punched a guy, and now the benches have cleared. Trying to hold guys back off the sideline. Wow.
And do I think Mike Evans should have been suspended? No. Mike Evans should not have been suspended. I think that it would have just been better to give him a hefty fine. I think anybody that put their hands on anybody should have been fined. I think Mike Evans should have been fined the most. You fine Marshon Lattimore, you fine Leonard Fournette, and anything that happened after that push by Mike Evans should not count, because when your teammates are in a scrap with somebody, the thing you're supposed to do is you're supposed to get into the middle of it to try to break it up or defend your teammates. My bad, sorry. To defend your teammates. So I wouldn't fine anybody, suspend anybody, or I wouldn't have thrown them out the game. I mean, because that's your first instinct, is to get in there and mix it up for your teammates. So let's keep looking at it.
Well, we told you these teams have been super chatty in their matchups the last couple years. And it's still going in there.
Yeah, that wasn't your typical. There was punches thrown. That wasn't your typical post whistle scuffle. This was pretty heated.
There was no punches thrown from what I've seen. There was a push by Leonard Fournette. Then there was a push by Marshon Lattimore. Then there was it was a push by Leonard Fournette. Fournette was trying to move Marshon away from Brady. So he pushed him in his shoulder to move him ahead. Like, you can tell the difference between a push and a punch. He pushed him out the way to get him away from Brady, to keep him from advancing on Brady. And then Marshon tried to push Leonard Fournette back. But instead of pushing him back, he ended up getting some of his helmet, up underneath his jaw and mugged him, right? Which I would think is more egregious than a push by Leonard Fournette. And then Mike Evans said he saw that, thought that he punched Leonard Fournette, and went over there to defend Leonard and Brady. And that's just it. They're taking all the masculinity out of football. It bothers me so much. I remember practices, man, where it gets chippy. It happens like that. You know, it is what it is. But they're trying to remove a lot of the trash talk, a lot of the extracurriculars. They're trying to remove it out of the game. I don't understand why. When it comes to sports, trash talking is a percentage of what makes sports fun. It's not taunting. It's just trash talk. You're not talking about somebody's parents. You're not making fun of the way they look. You're not doing any shit like that. Like no crazy shit like that. You're talking. You're running your mouth. That's all it is. And a lot of these motherfuckers that don't play the game, they don't understand it. So they're trying to remove it out the game. I guess it's not marketable, and you don't want to promote that kind of thing to the next generation. So whatever. But let's go. Now they're about to show the replay. I think the second time they show the replay, you're going to see a full scope of what happened.
Let's see how this started. Brady and Marshon Lattimore, and then Fournette gets involved.
Yeah, Fournette. Oh, and then Mike Evans came, and
Both teams to their sideline.
You see Evans came off, and he just rocked Lattimore. Wouldn't be surprised to see some guys thrown out of this one here, KB.
Yeah, New York can get involved and make decisions.
Now, this isn't it. It's the next one. It's coming up where they're going to show the full replay of what's happening.
Here, we told you earlier about Lattimore and Evans. They really don't like each other. They've had issues in the past. And that is really what got this going. And then Evans came on to heat it up. Flags everywhere. Boy, oh boy, what a mess.
Wow.
Mike Pereira, there's a lot to sort out here for these officials. Tell me what you're seeing.
See flags hit the ground in this situation, New York can automatically get involved. Not just who was called for the foul, but whoever else participates in the fight. And then they can eject those players. Now, you heard Sean Hockley say.
Right here. Now, this is where it started. After Marshon made that play, I guess to get them the fourth down so they could punt, he started chirping to the sideline. He was chirping with the guy in the white sweater or shirt, whatever, and he was chirping at Bruce Arians. They were going back and forth. He's going back and forth. You're going to see him wave his arm one time. Then right before he's about to, no, he's going to raise his arm twice, and then once he passes Brady, he's going to raise it again. Brady thinks that he's doing it to him. He's going to say something to Marshon. That's where it all starts.
Both teams go to the sidelines. And so then the officials are going to talk to New York.
Look at that. Look at that. And he was looking directly at Mike Evans. That last little part that you just saw right there, he was looking directly at Mike Evans.
Participates in the fight. And then they can eject those players. Now, you heard Sean Hockley say both teams.
Now, watch when Mike Evans is coming on screen. You're going to see him say something directly to Mike Evans. And then Mike didn't say anything. He just walked past, and then he waves his hand in Brady's face after that.
Go to the sidelines. And so then the officials are going to talk to New York. May take them a while to
boom.
Get this whole
That's where it started. Brady did not start it. Marshon Lattimore was running his mouth. He was talking all types of shit because he doesn't like the Buccaneers. I get it. He doesn't like Mike Evans. I get it. And he's running his mouth. Okay? And that's what started the fight. This is where it all started. It wasn't, I know Brady came out and said it was my fault. I shouldn't have been down there. If I wouldn't have said nothing, none of this would have happened. That's bullshit. Marshon Lattimore was running his mouth, feeling himself. He was arguing with the sideline. He was saying something to Mike Evans, and then he said something to Brady. Then Leonard Fournette got involved, and that's how this shit transpired.
Settled. They're all going to offset, by the way. I don't care how many fouls end up getting called against each team.
Now we're going to look at that Leonard Fournette push again. He wasn't pushing him as like a bully tactic or like I'm a bigger than you tactic. He was pushing him out the way because he saw Marshon getting in Brady's face, and he pushed him out the way to keep him away from Brady.
Get this whole thing settled. They're all going to offset, by the way.
Look,
I don't care how many.
That was a simple push. Like, get out of here. Go to you. And if anybody should have been suspended, it should have been Marshon. Because if we want to go the route of you're not allowed to taunt, you're not allowed to do this, you're not allowed to do that, he started this by running his mouth. He was taunting the sideline. He was taunting Mike Evans. He was taunting Brady. He started this. Even the referee got involved and was leading him to the other side. He even stopped following the referee and started running his mouth. Bruh, if anybody should have been suspended, it should have been Marshon. That's all I'm saying. But that's it, man. I mean, I get it, man. Nobody likes Brady. Nobody likes anything to do with this guy, but that doesn't mean that he's starting a lot of this friction. Now, Shannon Sharp tried to correlate this with Brady's issues that he's having with his wife, which even if mentally he's not 100% with the team yet because he got outside shit going on, that doesn't mean that every time this dude gets into an altercation with somebody, it's because Brady is having some kind of repressed rage type issues because of his marriage with his wife. That's not always the case, and I heard Shannon try to levy that as this is the reason why he's acting like this. So that's it, man. That's all. All right.